Have you ever walked away from a conversation feeling completely worn out, yet struggled to explain what actually happened? Sometimes we remain tied to people because of shared memories, loyalty, guilt, or the belief that things will eventually improve. But psychology makes one thing very clear. Not every relationship is designed to last forever. In certain situations, the healthiest and most rational decision is to step away entirely. 1. They repeatedly ignore your boundaries. Every person has boundaries: emotional, physical, mental, and personal. In balanced relationships, those boundaries are acknowledged and respected. If you clearly communicate, "I'm not comfortable with that," and the behavior continues, it's not confusion. It's a repeated choice. Consistent boundary violations are not small issues. Over time, they trigger chronic stress because your nervous system stays on high alert. Your brain begins to operate in protection mode, constantly anticipating the next violation. If someone continuously steps over lines you've clearly defined, creating distance is not dramatic. It's protective. 2. You feel emotionally depleted after every interaction. Notice how your body responds around them. Do your shoulders tense up? Does your stomach tighten? Do you feel smaller, less confident, or slightly anxious? Psychological research shows that our nervous system detects unhealthy dynamics long before we consciously admit them. If you regularly feel worse about yourself after spending time with someone, that reaction is meaningful. Healthy relationships can include conflict, but they don't consistently leave you feeling drained or diminished. When exhaustion becomes the norm rather than the exception, your mind is signaling that something isn't right. 3. They use guilt or fear to influence you. Not all control looks aggressive. Some control is subtle. It shows up as guilt tripping, emotional pressure, or making you feel responsible for their reactions. They may distort situations so you end up apologizing even when you were the one hurt. This form of emotional manipulation creates confusion and self-doubt. Over time, you may begin questioning your own memory, your feelings, even your judgment. That psychological instability is not a sign of love or loyalty. It's a sign of control. If someone maintains connection by making you feel guilty, afraid, or obligated, that bond is not healthy. 4. The effort is completely unbalanced. Ask yourself honestly, are you always the one initiating contact? The one resolving conflicts? The one trying to understand while rarely feeling understood? Healthy relationships require reciprocity. Effort, empathy, accountability, and respect must flow both ways. When you are consistently the giver, the mediator, and the emotional support system without receiving the same in return, resentment slowly builds. Emotional burnout follows. If someone continuously takes your energy but rarely contributes to your well-being, stepping back may be the only way to restore equilibrium in your life. 5. The behavior never improves. Everyone makes mistakes. That's human. What determines the health of a relationship is not perfection, but growth. If you have clearly communicated your feelings, expressed your concerns, and offered opportunities for change, yet the same harmful patterns repeat, that repetition is significant. Psychology shows that past behavior is one of the strongest predictors of future behavior. Words can promise improvement, but consistent actions reveal the truth. Remaining in a cycle where nothing changes often means accepting that nothing will change. Sometimes cutting contact is misunderstood as anger or immaturity. In reality, it can be a form of emotional intelligence. Protecting your mental health does not require hostility, it requires clarity. Not everyone deserves unlimited access to your time, your energy, or your emotional space. Shared history does not automatically justify continued exposure to harm. Peace is more valuable than nostalgia. Letting go can feel uncomfortable. It may trigger guilt, second-guessing, or fear of being perceived as the bad person. But choosing distance is not about punishing someone else. It's about prioritizing your psychological well-being. When a connection consistently undermines your stability, confidence, or sense of safety, stepping away becomes an act of self-respect. You are allowed to outgrow relationships. You are allowed to redefine your standards. And you are allowed to choose environments that support your growth rather than drain it. If this helped you gain clearer insight into your relationships, follow for more psychology-based content designed to help you understand behavior, strengthen boundaries, and protect your mental health.